has been a while since I've uploaded my last YouTube video, but yeah, welcome back to 2024. And so this video today is all about what's happened today and the last few weeks as well. And Criterium Racing haven't had the best results at all. But then one of you guys messaged on Instagram and said, hey, you're 40, you got nothing to prove. And that's kind of true. It's all about going out and having fun. Although I must say the competitive side of me really does want a result. But I do realize that the fields out there are filled with young bloods, like 17, 18, 19-year-olds. And if I remember correctly, at that age I was full of vigor and never-ending energy and explosiveness and stuff like that. So yeah, it's something I guess I have to grapple with as I get older, and I will get older this year as well, as all of you guys who are watching are, so you can't escape time. Well, yeah, I guess that's what I have to say. So I'm just gonna leave you guys to the video of today's footage, and also walk you through what happened. Overall, I think right now as I'm sitting down, after a few hours after the race has happened, actually quite a few hours, it's almost 5 p.m. now, and the race was like at 9 or 10. I'm feeling a lot better about it, and yeah, let's just see what we can glean from the video, the footage, and I might put some of my thoughts in the commentary as well. So thanks, and if you haven't liked and subscribed, hit that red subscribe button and click on the notifications bell so that you'll get to know when I have the next video out. It is very warm, and as you can see with my hair flying around, fairly windy as well. The wind has died down just a little, picked back up again. So it's, I don't know. There's a group that's out racing now. I think it's B grade, and attacks have started. The course looks pretty short, but it's a closed course, which is great. And I think better than that, tarmac is very smooth and very clean. No cars go on that track, which means that there's no oil, so it should be fairly safe. It's not very wide though, not very wide. I don't have any mates here with me today, so phone's gonna be in my back pocket. I haven't raced with a phone in my back pocket before, so it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, so this is my AR-14 by Ikoi. Been pretty good. Does it make me faster? Well, not really. It's mostly in the legs. I guess it's one of those things where if you're actually going really fast, it'd be really useful, but it does look cool. So that's me rolling up to the start line there. It's a mixed group. You can see there's a woman in front because the men's D, or Cat 4, races together with the women's Cat 3, or Cat C. This is a brand new course, and up at Yanchep Splendid Park, and it's pretty nice. As you can see, the finishing straight is pretty wide, but it's a bit of an uphill, and there's a headwind. Apparently there's always a headwind coming down this way. And so during the chat at the very beginning, because there were some new people in the bunch as well, there's supposed to be an agreement where gentleman's lap, the first lap would be basically race at an easy pace, but just look at the first corner and see what happens. So I was all the way at the back. I think there were about 20 of us in total. I was at the back because I thought, hey, first lap, everything's gonna be chill. But I was dead wrong. Going to the first corner, and everyone's just going, just going. So here I got a case back on the right. There you see that's Nick Cowie. Shout out to you, mate. Just trying to get back on, and we're flying down to close to 50 k's an hour. just to catch up. So much for the first gentleman's lap. Weather was pretty hot. Legs were feeling pretty good. I'll try to keep this interesting and talk a little bit more because this section is about 15 minutes long. That's about how long I last in the race. The race was 30 minutes plus 2 laps, and midway through the race, to make things interesting, the Northern Beaches Cycling Club has this thing where they blow a whistle, and when you hear the whistle as you cross the line, it means that the first person across the line on that lap would win $50. So there was like $50 cash up for grabs. Unfortunately, the whistle came on the very lap that I pulled out, and so I heard the whistle and was like, oh snap, I can't go on. So oh well, I guess that's life. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. And so here, this is the finishing straight. As you can see, the course is pretty quick. You can go around if you're quick under 2 minutes. We had a 2 minute, just over 2 minutes here, a lap. And you got juniors in front, and everything has sort of come together. Pace was still fairly high. And as you can see, the sky is very clear. It is very, very warm indeed. So here, as we're going, it's into a headwind. The first turn is pretty wide and fast, as you can see. Everyone's going in. I try to get a good line in, and everyone's just accelerating out of the corner. The guy on the right from South Perth Rollers starts to make an attack. It's a bit of a half-hearted attack, and so people go up and it's like, oh, he eases off the pedals. Top left there, that's Shannon. I see him at the Tuesday Night Crits. He's in purple, white helmet, and he said his legs weren't feeling too great, and you would see that his legs weren't feeling too great. I think he had a bit too much food over the weekend. This young guy next to me on the left there, young junior, just spinning his legs like crazy. Kept up in the race pretty well. Good job. And so here, the guy at the front starts an attack, and people are chasing him down, closing, and I'm thinking, you know what, my legs are feeling good. Just stick behind Shannon for a while. He's a pretty good draft. He's taller than me, bigger than me, and I'm getting a good draft off him. And so I just sit behind, tuck in for a while, check left, check right, make sure that don't have anyone just right next to me in here. Everyone splits off to the right, and there's a guy in front who would, I think, eventually win the race in black, who starts an attack. He would make a couple of attacks. This guy on the left in blue, pretty strong older guy. I think he's a Masters racer as well. Haven't seen him around before, but he was pretty strong on the course today. So I take his wheel. He sort of butts in. I know, I'm like, oh well, if he wants to force his way in, well, I'll just take his wheel. The guys go off in front, and we need to chase them down. This is the first left turn. Going in hot, very hot. It goes straight, and there's another left turn and a right. Guy in front checks back, see if anyone's on his wheel. I'm behind, and I go like, oh man, gotta push. There's a slight tailwind over here, and so I get pushed back up to his wheel. And this is where I think, you know what, I'm gonna try catch the guys in front, see what happens. And I think this was a poor decision, because I was basically dragging everyone back. You know how in Criterium you go like, you know, don't be the one to waste all the energy, drag everyone back. Well, that was me. My legs were feeling good anyway, so I thought, you know, why not? I'll bridge the gap and then sit on, see what happens. It takes a while for me to bridge the gap. Those two guys up in front are absolutely flying. Both of them are young ones, young juniors. Pinarello guy, yep, the guy in blue comes up on the left, and he goes like, oh, he can push better, so he goes. And people start coming up. I start to give way. This is up into the headwind, and so I ease up and try to get some cover guy on the left, every time we went past the finish line, his kids were like shouting, hey dad, hey dad. That's pretty cool. And I think that's a really fun part of racing, when you have your kids around, your family around, and it's really fun. If you look there, there's a board, and Splendid Park is made for Criterium racing. That's the guy just waving. But if you go back a little bit and pause, you can see all your track times. The guy in front looks back and goes, ooh, no one's doing anything. I might launch an attack. And so he's still going. I'm right there. Everyone is pretty much in the win. Small guy in front, and I'm wondering what to do. Should I actually start creeping up a little bit more? Guy in black is on the outside. He lets me come through, and the small guy there, I go like, he's not gonna have enough power, hey. And then suddenly on the right, this big bloke starts an attack, and I cover. I try to take his wheel. Don't want him to break away. He's a big guy, but he's got strong legs. I see him race on Tuesday nights as well, and he always finishes with the bunch. So I know that this guy's a good wheel to follow. Heading around the corner onto the finishing straight, I believe, or is this the back straight? I think this is the back straight, and suddenly he slows down. I find myself at the front. I ease up a little bit, just looking left and right behind me, just checking who's behind me, if there are any attacks. I just want to make sure that I'm not caught out. Going into this left-hander here, I try to stick to the left as we go through the finishing straight. And this is, I think this is about where suddenly, yeah, I'm starting to get some pain in my legs. One of the guys is going to attack fairly soon, I think. So I come through here, the finishing straight, and take everyone through the first turnaround, the first corner. Legs are still feeling pretty fresh, powering into the headwind. So going, I remember looking left and right. Is anyone gonna attack into the first turn? Because that's usually what happens. And this first turn is a big one. You can take it at speed. And so I was thinking, hey, maybe someone's gonna do it, but no one actually does. And so I decide, you know what? I'm gonna try it, launch an attack, see whose legs are fresh. And so here I go. I put the power down and go. I look back and I've got one or two guys stuck behind me. Apparently everyone has the same idea, accelerating out of that corner. Going pretty fast here. Whoops, that's the dog going off. And going down the straight, and I'm wondering whether I'm going to hit the corner first. I look around and everyone is hot on my wheel. Everyone's pretty much strung out. We're going pretty quick. I stand up and start sprinting a little bit, try to break the rubber band, go into the corner, but nope, still everyone's still there. And I think this is about when the pain's really starting to set in. The guy in black, the young guy in black, overtakes. I drop a gear down and try to follow, but just as I do that, my legs start to feel pain, and I ease up straight away. And the moment I ease up, boom, people are coming right past me, left, right, left, right, left, right. I think, here they come. They just go right past. I'm getting nerve pain. Yeah. I think the heat is getting to me. I've stopped because nerve pain. So I started coming up from my legs to my bum. I was pushing, I guess, yeah, couldn't do it. so it's a bit disappointing. Maybe it's a combination of fatigue, stress, plus the heat. It's really hot today. As you can see, the sun is up, sky is pretty clear, and when the sky is pretty clear, it's either really hot or really cold. So yeah, that's my race for today. A bit disappointing, but nonetheless, Splendid Park is a pretty good circuit. Not very technical. The first turn is rather sharp, and yeah, but it's a very fast course. Very fast course. There is a headwind coming down the straight, so bikes are going this way, the wind's coming this way, so it makes it a little bit hard, tiring to come up. Yeah, but guys, thanks so much for watching today. Really appreciate all the views and all the love. Take care, and ciao for now.